Welcome to Evening Unwind. For tonight's class, we are going to get a full body stretch and kind of loosen up, slow down, but we'll also put in a few moments of strength, a little bit of ab work to kind of get out that last little restlessness before we go to sleep. For today, let's just actually start standing up. You don't need a yoga mat, but I have one just because it makes the floor more comfortable. Stand up, get those last minute clothing adjustments, last minute wiggles out. And then you can start to deepen your breath a little bit. Just tuning in. Landing here in this present moment. And then we'll actually begin a little bit of a bounce. Your heels don't have to come up off the ground. Just let it shake your body. Kind of rattle up any tension that may have been created during the day. Get out any restless energy. And it's kind of a good way to land back into your body. I invite you to make any loud exhales, any noises that you need. Perhaps fluttering your lips. And making this your own here. Maybe begin to shake out your hands. Using these nice long exhales to clear out the stale oxygen that is gathered up through our days. And then just let that bouncing sort of die down. And we'll find ourselves into a little bit of a sway here. You might feel the reverberations, the vibrations that bouncing stirred up in you. Maybe your heart rate's a little bit faster. And as you sway from foot to foot, just pay attention to how your feet spread on the ground. Feeling rooted into the earth. Inhaling from your belly, into your ribs, into your chest. And then clearing out with an exhale. Slow down the mind. As you notice your brain get distracted, just come right on back to the body, right on back to the breath. And we'll begin to start synchronizing our body with our breath, with our arms. So as we reach up our arms to the sky, we should reach the top as we reach the top of our exhale, and then press the arms down by your side. And as you reach the bottom, then reach the bottom of your exhale. I hope I said inhale on the top, that's what I mean. Inhale up. And exhale, pressing down. Continue here at your own breath pace. Your lungs are different than mine. And then know that it may take a couple rounds here to get fully synchronized. That's why we're doing this. Any sways that you want to still keep in your body are totally welcome here. Feeling air through your fingertips. Inhaling. filling the lungs, and then exhaling, clearing out, rooting into the ground. Good, we'll take 3 more here. Closing your eyes if you want. And then 1 more. As you come down with the exhale, just starting a gentle head circle in one direction. Being kind to the little vertebrae and the little muscles in your neck. Feeling free to stop in one place if you have a little bit of tension and kind of work it out. Synchronizing this circle with your breath, maybe, whatever that means to you. And then in your own time, just switch directions. We have plenty of time here. We'll begin to reverse the circle in the other direction, but this time just making it a little bit bigger. So reaching the arm up, inhaling, stretching out the side, and just as if you were to make a head circle, you'll begin to drop your head down, but this time you might incorporate a little bit of your chest, maybe some of your upper back. So dropping down, coming to the center, letting everything go, and then rolling straight up into the center, feeling that grounding center place. And then we'll go other side. So inhale, reach open, stretch open the side body. And then exhale, curve, let everything go. And roll up to the center. Beautiful. We'll keep going like that about 3 more times on either side, following your own pace of inhales and exhales. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. If you just want to keep circling the head, that's totally fine. If you decide you want to fold all the way over at the waist and make a bigger circle, that's fine as well. And then 1 more either side. Last one. Find yourself in the center, and we'll begin to roll the shoulders forward, perhaps inhaling as you lift up, and exhaling as you root down. Relaxing tension in your jaw or in your forehead. Good, and then we'll begin to reverse. So inhale, opening up that chest, that heart space as the arms circle back, and then rooting them down. Root the shoulder blades down your back. And if you'd like, if you need a little bit more leg movement, maybe you've been sitting at a desk all day, or you're just feeling a little bit antsy, you can widen your legs, and then every time the shoulders come down, just add a bend of the legs. Inhale. And exhale, bending the legs. From the side, it might look like this. Feeling those real deep, juicy creases in your knees, hips, and ankles. Opening the chest. Beautiful. on your next inhale, we'll raise the arms up once more. And this time, as you pull down, we'll add a little bit of strength here. So we want to open the chest and open up these muscles because we're curved usually all day long. But as we stretch them, we want to strengthen the back to support that. So we'll lift our arms up in the sky on the inhale. And then as we exhale, pulling the elbows almost as if they want to kiss behind our back. So they're a little bit backward of us. Feeling the muscles of the scapula, draw the scapula down into your back pockets. We'll open, inhale. And then exhale, pull down, feel the strength of the back, your ears dropping away from your shoulders. And then repeat. Exhale. And then as you're doing this, just watch out for this little baby belly moment. Drop the ribs, feel them nice and heavy. At your own pace. We'll take 3 more here. Strong through the back. Easy in the mind. And last one, big wide inhale up, reach the fingers. And strong, clearing exhale, kissing the elbows. Now keep your shoulders rooted down and just drop the hands by your side. And we'll tilt one ear to the shoulder and find a stretch for the side of our neck here. The more we root down through our shoulders, the more we'll feel that nice stretch. If this is not enough for you, maybe you reach through those opposite fingers, or maybe you even bring the hand to the head for a little bit of gravity. Never pulling, just adding a little bit of weight here. Unkinking the neck after all day. Deep breaths. Maybe you imagine in every exhale, your muscles are melting, softening. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. And then on your exhale, just gently, gently bring the head back to center. Lift up the shoulders. Exhale, rooting the shoulder blades down your back. Another side. Rooting down opposite shoulder, maybe reaching through fingers. And again, taking whatever variations you need on this side. We have plenty of time and nowhere else to be but here right now. You're more than welcome at any time in this class to close your eyes as well. Just to turn off some extra outside stimulation, but also to help you tune into your own body and what it needs. 2 more breaths. Last exhale, bring your head gently to center, looking left and right, reset, chin to chest, shake it out a bit, and then we'll move on, get a little of that extra energy out of our legs again. So turn your heels in or toes out, maybe get a 45-degree angle, just wide enough that your knees can still track over your toes and they don't fall in like this, right? We want you to be healthy. So we'll take a big inhale in, reach up towards the sky, and as you exhale, arms gather something below you, and then straighten up. And then on the next time, we'll let whatever we gathered go down into earth and reach up to the sky again. Inhaling, exhale. Good, and inhale. And exhale. This can be as big of a bend in your knees as you feel comfortable with right now. And you can always, if you'd like, add a little bit of the head or the torso bowing through, making it your own. Using those powerful leg muscles for one last time. We'll take one more here at your own breath pace. Deepen and expand and deepen. Come on up. Good. Turn the toes towards center and then just ever so gently, ever so slowly, tucking the chin to the chest, rolling on down. And we'll find ourselves here in a forward fold. Knees can be bent a lot. Again, whatever you need here. Maybe shaking out the head, maybe rocking from side to side, getting use out of those joints, massaging the hip sockets. And we'll stay here for a little bit. Just kind of let the hamstrings yawn open a bit and get some good blood flow back into the head and the heart. Inhale, still full belly and full chest. Exhale, relax the tension. We'll take 5 more deep breaths here. And then last breath. On your exhale, you're going to walk over to one side. Turn those toes out and the back toes in. Before we go into a hip flexor stretch here, we'll just find a moment of strength using those leg muscles one more time. So bend your front knee into a lunge. Perhaps your moment of strength here is just opening the heart. Maybe your moment of strength is exhale, opening the chest and reaching those airplane arms behind you. And if you really want to burn those legs a little bit more, just lift your arms up towards the sky. Make sure you squeeze the back bone and the back knee straight. And then wherever you are, just sink a little bit deeper into that lunge. We'll stay here for 5, 4, feel that heat. 3, you are strong. 2, and 1, placing the arms down. Back knee can come down, and we'll have a nice juicy hip flexor stretch here. I invite you, before you go into any variations of this pose, to just stay with your palms on the ground and see if with your exhale you can sink your pelvis a little bit deeper first. If this bothers your knee, you're always welcome to put a padding under your knee, maybe a blanket, a towel, or you can tuck those back toes for a little bit of relief. Staying here, maybe lifting hands up onto knee, whatever you need right now. Every exhale, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw and letting the pelvis sink a little bit deeper, softening in towards the floor. And then on your next exhale, you can either stay here, or if you'd like, perhaps kick up that foot behind you, take the opposite arm around, and finding a quad stretch here. Otherwise, staying right here in that lunge is totally fine. And we'll finish here with 5 more deep, deep, slow breaths. Breathe through it. I know it can be intense. Two more breaths. And then exhale, just gently, gently let that foot down to the mat. We'll push our way back up. And then we'll go into a half Hanumasana, or runner's stretch. So find your 2 hip points, make sure they're square to the front and square like in relationship to the ground. Open your heart, flex your foot. And then on an exhale, we'll just start to bend forward. I'd rather have you have a straight back than a straight knee. So if you bend your knee, that is gorgeous, because that might help you touch the ground, which feels definitely a lot more secure in this vulnerable position. Something I like to do here as well is little ankle circles for the sake of the ankle, but also it gives a nice little rocking sensation, which feels good on the hips and is also a little bit soothing in this difficult stretch. And here we are, just letting go. Good. 3 more deep breaths. You made it. You can bend forward through that front knee again. Straighten through the back knee, and we'll walk ourselves back into that wide leg forward fold. And then bend the knees to roll on it. And then we'll just do a little bit of a chest opener, so you can clasp the hands behind your back. And then pull them down, squeeze the palms together, open the heart, open the chest. And then with this heart open, creasing in the front of your hips, folding down, we'll make our way back to forward fold for the other side. You can let your palms come above your head here for a little bit of a chest stretch. Just make sure that you keep your palms squeezing together so as to protect your shoulders. And then placing the arms down, walking over to the other side, turning the front toes forward, the back toes in, and we'll find our moment of strength on the other side. So bending deep in that front leg, dropping the pelvis down. And then again, maybe your moment of strength is just opening heart. Maybe you open your airplane arms to the back. Or maybe you really ground through that front foot, open up the front of the chest, and lift your arms up. Exhale, sink a little deeper. And we're here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Drop those arms down in the front. Back leg can come down to the mat. Again, untuck the toes or tuck them if you want a little bit of safety for that knee. And then we'll come into our lunge on the other side. I encourage you again to let the hips sink a little bit deeper before you decide to go up to any of these other variations. You might feel a little bit more length there that you didn't know that you have. Maybe close the eyes and just start to calm the mind here. Be here for 5 more deep breaths. Relax the shoulders, the forehead. Unclench the toes. And then again, you can either stay in your lunge, or if you'd like, twist through the spine, reaching up opposite arm, finding that lovely quad stretch here. Squeeze through that opposite bum. And you can also adjust the place of this hand in front to give you a little bit more space for your body to twist open. Exhale, sinking the hips. And we'll be here for 5 breaths. Be strong through that shoulder. No sink in here. We just stretched your neck, don't undo it. One more deep breath, filling through the ribs. And then exhale, let that back foot go gently. Pushing back, we'll come up for our runner's stretch, or half Hanumasana. Again, hands on hips, find them square to the front and square level to the ground. Big breath in, open the chest, send your hips back, and fold forward. Again, bending your knee as much as you need here. One leg probably feels a lot different than the other. So you might have to adjust a little bit differently on this side. Maybe taking those foot circles or any kind of rocking motion that still allows you to stay in the stretch and in alignment. 3 more breaths. We have nowhere else to be but here. Coming forward, tucking the back toes under, flipping yourself back to that forward fold just one more time, feeling the stretch. Maybe both legs are a little bit looser. And then we'll walk both hands out in front of us. Drop those back knees down. I'll twist to the side so you can see what I'm doing. And just for a moment, come to child's pose. Feel that nice juicy hip crease here. Let the head fall on the mat. Just a brief little break. Let your mind wander. Let your thoughts do what they want here. And then on your next exhale, we'll come back up. Time to let the thoughts go again. We'll come back to our bodies. So let's just have a brief moment of strength. You'll tuck your toes underneath. And then as you exhale, we're going to lift our knees up off the mat, using our core to hold us up, strong in the shoulders. Feel the heat expanding out. And we'll stay here for 3, 2, 1, and drop your knees. And then we'll just find some luscious cat-cows here. So, cat-cows, we inhale as the chest opens and the belly drops, and then use the exhale and the pulling up of your belly button to round that spine again. Feel the stretch of the back body. You can even really drop your head here. We'll just spend a little bit here at your own breath pace. Helps to reset any weird positions you put your spine in all day. Whether you were sitting, or working outside. Just one more round. And then once again, we'll make the knees nice and wide, sit the hips back, child's pose, another mini break. Let the mind wander. If you want a little bit of an arm opener, you can follow me here. I'll place my palms together and then just start to bring them above my head to open up my shoulders. And exhale, gently place the arms down if you have them up. Come back to all fours. Back to the body. Bye-bye thoughts. Tucking the toes under, another moment of strength. We'll inhale. Exhale, core picks us up. Push the mat away. And we'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop yourself down. You did it. Untuck the toes, and then now we'll just begin a little bit more authentic, intrinsic movement with the spine. So you can make circles with your head and your tailbone. Anything that feels good here. Rocking back, massaging the hips, moving the shoulders. The structure of cat-cow is always here for you, but if you want to veer off the railroad tracks a little bit, you can more curves in the spine. Anything that really feels good. Still breathing, everybody. Make sure to reverse the direction. If you circle one way, go the other way. Find yourself back in center. One last moment of strength here. Bring the right foot back, the left foot back into a plank position. Tuck in that tailbone, bringing the core nice and strong, pushing the mat away. And we'll stay here for 3, for 2, for 1. Knees come down, walking hands back. We'll keep the toes tucked under here and just sit back on your toes a little bit for a foot opener stretch to let the toes spread wide. You can let your pinkies come out with your fingers. And you can stay here seated on them if you'd like. If that's too much, I know it can be very intense. You can just bring a little of the weight off by coming forward and rocking back on your feet as you choose. If you need a little bit more stretch, sometimes what I do is I place my hand on my foot, on my heel, and rock side to side that way. Good. Our feet do so much work for us all day, and we rarely stretch them. Breathe through it. Good. All right, moving on. We'll crisscross the legs in the back. Sit over them, and we'll come to a butterfly position. I'll turn to face you. Shake out the legs if you need it. And then just bring the soles of the feet together. You can pull the flesh away from your sit bones. If you want a little bit more of a stretch around the hips, you can keep the feet closer to you. And if you kind of want to get more into the outer hip and butt area, move the feet forward. Either way, you still will feel it in the low back probably. Lifting up the chest, and then send the heart forward as far as you can. And when you get there, drop the head down. If you need more of a stretch, you can use the elbows to press your knees out here. Maybe you give yourself a little bit of a foot squeeze here. Give yourself some love. And then just gently turn your chest to one side. Look your chest over the knee. And then bow your nose to that knee, and we'll stretch out the opposite low back here. You might reach through that arm as well. Think of stretching in this direction, sending the opposite hip down into the ground in the other direction. Inhaling to expand those ribs. And then exhaling, feel the spaces, feel the muscles of that low back separate and melt.
2 more nice deep breaths. Beautiful. Walking yourself gently, gently, gently back to center. Curve yourself up, and then we'll go to the other side. So shining your heart over the opposite knee, and then bowing your nose to your knee. If you only go this far, that's fine, as long as you feel a little something in the back there. Rooting down the opposite hip, that opposite sit bone, to give you some opposition in the stretch. Two more full deep breaths. Melting. Good. Gently walk yourself towards center. Find a front forward center stretch one more time just to kind of even it out. Next, exhale, rolling up the spine. Gently use the hands to close the knees, and we'll roll onto our back. Ever so gently, vertebrae by vertebrae. Letting your sacrum, the back of your pelvis, spread out on the floor. I always love lying on flat surfaces like this. I feel like it gives my spine an opportunity to kind of settle back into place. After working in an uneven position all day, or even in the morning after sleeping weird at night. And then we'll come into a little bit of core work here to feel that fire before we wind down. Another moment of strength here, another moment to get out excess restless energy. So just take a big breath in. On the exhale, tuck chin into chest, and then use your core to lift your shoulder blades up off the floor. Reach those fingers down past your knees. Shoo. And we'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then roll back slowly down the way you came. Good. Once more. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, chin to chest, shoulders up, belly to spine. And then just come up a little bit more. You did it. We'll stay here for 5, and 4, and 3, maybe a little higher, and 2, and 1, release all the way down, beautiful. Last time, level up here. We'll inhale, exhale, chin to chest, belly to spine, shoulder blades up, fingertips reaching, and then we'll bring both knees into the chest here. Really using the strength of your belly to create this curve. And then we'll inhale, stretch all the limbs out, but don't let them touch the floor. And then exhale, curve them in again. Good. Inhale, stretch, reach out. Oh, we're so strong. 3 more all together. We got this. Inhale. Exhale, deep, deep exhale. Inhale, 2 more. And exhale, curve, nose a little bit closer to your knees. Last one, inhale. And then stay here for just a moment. Exhale, relax it down. Good job, you did it. Just take a moment to rest. Bringing the knees up, placing the toes on the mat, or the floor, the carpet, whatever you've got. And then we'll pick that right knee up into the chest and just start to give the hip a little bit of circles here. And then we'll take that right thigh, bring it out a little bit more right of the torso. And then on an exhale, just give it a nice juicy squeeze, compressing the organs a little bit, pulling that knee almost as if we're gonna go up to your opposite elbow. Excuse me, armpit is what I meant to say. So you might feel the groin stretch here. You might feel a little bit of low back here. If you want to feel a hip opener on the opposite side, you're more than welcome to straighten out that leg there. Essentially what we're doing right now is twisting the pelvis, the 2 halves of the pelvis in opposite directions, giving the SI joint a little bit of relief here. And then when you're ready, just take that right leg. We'll send it over to the opposite side, finding a supine twist here. So I recommend as you do this twist, sending the opposite arm up on a 45-degree angle. The natural degree of rotation for the thoracic spine, which is what we're twisting right now, is at 45 degrees. So if we reach up in that direction, we'll assist, go along with that lengthening and creating space rather than twisting against it. So inhale, feel your ribs nice and wide, expansive. And then as you exhale, just feel the ribs heavy and let go into the twist. Noises are always welcome. We'll take 3 more deep breaths, feeling the ribs sliding over one another, creating space in the vertebrae. Maybe even you feel a pec stretch here. Beautiful. And then slowly on an exhale, bring the right knee back up into your chest. Left knee up into the chest. Maybe rock a little bit back and forth. And then when you're ready, we'll go to the other side. So drop the right leg down. Find a little bit of that massage in the left hip socket. And then send that left thigh bone more to the outside of the torso. Take a big breath in, and then on the exhale, we'll just squeeze it down, compressing the organs, almost as if you're going into that armpit right there. I said it right this time. Again, if you want a hip opener on the other side, just send that leg down and forward. Now we're twisting the 2 halves of the pelvis in the opposite direction, giving the SI joint on the left side some release here. And we'll just deep breathe. And when you're ready, take the left knee, cross it across to the other side. Left arm this time reaches out and up on that 45-degree angle again, creating length through the natural angle of rotation of that spine. Maybe you feel your knee touch the ground, maybe it doesn't, that's okay. Take a big breath in, again feeling expansion of the ribs from the inside. And then exhale, heavy the ribs down towards the floor. Wring yourself out like a rag. 3 more deep breaths here. You have nowhere to be you have nowhere to be but here. And plenty of time. My brain is already going into relax mode, I can tell. Last exhale, bring the left knee up into the chest. Ooh, ever so gently. Right knee up into the chest. Ooh, hug yourself a little bit. And we'll go into our last stretch here, which is more of a hip stretch and a butt stretch. So you can keep your legs planted down on the ground. You'll take the right leg again. Ankle crisscrosses over the knee. It might totally be enough for you just to stay here. If it's not, you can also take right hand, place it on the right knee and push that knee away. And then if that's still not enough and you want a little bit more, you can always bring the left knee up off the ground and clasp the hands behind the thigh, hugging yourself into your chest. Keep sending the tailbone down towards the floor so it doesn't curve up like this. Send it down, down, down as you flatten out your back. You'll definitely feel more of a stretch as you do that. And then exhale, feeling the muscles around the outside of your hip and your butt melt and get all soft and gooey and tired. Relaxing the jaw, the muscles between the eyes, and the shoulders, and the throat. If you want, you can stay in this position. Otherwise, something that I really like to do is sort of grab a hold of that foot, twist my pelvis and my hips so that I place that foot on the ground, or I head in that direction. This can kind of get a more intense stretch along the side of your leg, namely in the TFL area, which is like the pocket of your jeans. So if you want, you can crisscross and stay here. Otherwise, we'll finish off with 5 more breaths in this nice hip stretch wherever feels comfortable to you. Coming back to the breath. And as we're nearing the end of our practice, just beginning to slow down the thoughts. Breathe through it. Last breath. And then gently set the left leg down, right leg down. You can shake out that knee and hip if you like, and come into the other side for our final stretch. Left ankle goes over right knee. You may stay here. You may take left hand and push that knee away. You'll definitely feel a stretch like that. Or you may lift the right leg up off the mat, clasp behind the knee, and then stay here. Any rocking from side to side that you need is totally awesome here. Sometimes you can get a different angle of the stretch when you do it that way too. And then let go. Again, keep thinking about sending your tailbone down towards the floor. Maybe the ribs relax. The muscles around the ears. The muscles of the eyes getting heavy. The shoulders just gently falling towards the ground. And this hip stretch, melting the muscles around your hip with every exhale. Again, if you'd like, you can take the left foot, place it on the ground by twisting the hips, or send it in the general direction of the ground. This is a nice stretch for that TFL, that pocket area of your jeans. Otherwise, stay exactly where you are, exactly where you feel comfortable, and we'll finish 5 more breaths here in this stretch. Slowing down. Two more deep breaths here. Make them the deepest breaths of tonight's practice. Fill yourself up with that clean oxygen. And let go of all the tension you've built up. Any last remaining bits. Good. You can set both knees down. Again, maybe shake out the leg, windshield wiper the knees. And then bring the knees into the chest, and we'll just finish seated. So find a little rock here, a little massage for your spine, eventually making your way to seated. You can be on your knees, you can have legs crossed here, whatever feels good to you. And when you get there, I invite you to just close your eyes and listen to my voice. We'll finish by taking a big breath in, reaching the arms up high towards the sky. And then on exhale, just let everything go. Let the arms fall into the lap. Good. 2 more just like that. Inhale. Reaching the fingers, reaching the shoulders, expanding the chest, squeezing the face. And then exhale, let everything go. Last one. Inhale, reach high. And exhale. Good. You can plant your hands on your thighs here, or maybe place one hand on your belly and one on your heart. Tuning back into your breath. Before you re-enter your evening, take a moment to observe how your body feels now. Give yourself
a moment of gratitude for this practice, spending time with your body, and getting to reap the effects of mindful stretching. Stay here long as you'd like, trusting that once your eyes just happen to open is when your body's ready to leave this position and re-enter your evening. And remembering that you're never re-entering. We can still continue carrying along this breath, along this practice, and along this peace and the space that we've gathered in through the rest of our day, the rest of our night, and the rest of our lives. Thank you for spending this evening with me. And sleep tight.